Hello, it's Claire Yule here at Sussex Physio Pilates, and this video for Allergy Therapeutics is for those of you that have got a sitting role either at a desk or at your lab bench. So we're going to start with sitting, ideally in a chair so you can have your feet flat on the floor, and thinking of your sitting posture, lengthening the back of your neck, imagining you've got a balloon lifting up, a helium balloon lifting up the back of your head, and then roll the shoulders up and back. So just taking us a minute just to let movement come in nice and gently. And don't worry if you're crunching and creaking, I certainly am. Just let those shoulders have a nice roll back. And these are good, these first few exercises are good to do as part of this video, but also as part of your sitting posture. Just moving throughout the day, maybe every hour or every half hour. And then we're going to do some chin tucks. So this is a neck exercise, so letting your jaw just be heavy. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, making sure that you're holding on to an invisible orange underneath your chin, so nodding down slightly, and then just bring the chin in so you're making a double chin, and relax back out. So another analogy for this is imagine you've got something that's been put too close to your eyes and you're trying to bring it into focus by bringing that chin back and reading those words that are too close to you. Chin down and back. And you may feel a bit of a stretch at the back of the neck, that's all good. Chin down and back. We're going to do one more of those. Chin down and back. Lovely. And then just going back to rolling your shoulders back again. And then we're going to bring in some bigger movements. So thinking of our spine, and we always say that we don't want to slump, and that's true, but we don't also want to be holding ourselves into an upright position, because that can cause tension in the spine. So it's fine to come out and into, this exercise is called roll up. So we take a breath in and we come into a bit of a C shape. So I'm drawing in my Pilates core, I'm letting my pelvis tilt back, letting my back curve and my shoulders come down, eyes to my knees, breath in, and then lifting up from that breastbone, peeling your spine back from the C shape back to your S shape. Breath in, and again tailbone first, drawing up that deep core, tailbone under, rolling the pelvis back, letting the low back come into a C shape, eyes down, breath in, and then lifting from the breastbone, coming up, collarbones wide, and into your nice S shape again. Last one, and tailbone down, breath in there, coming up from your breastbone into your S-shaped curve and wide collarbones, shoulders relaxed. Lovely. Now keeping your collarbones wide, I'd like you to hold on to the side of your chair if you can, or if not, just let that right hand be heavy. And we're going to take your head to the left. Now you can with your left hand come up. Now don't pull on your head, just let your hand rest on your head. What we're wanting to do now is stretch the side of your neck, all those side muscles here, and holding gently, and then let your nose drop down towards your left armpit. Again, don't pull on your head, just let it rest there, and you might feel the stretch is slightly towards the back of your neck now, back right, that's all good. And then bring the head up, and on the other side now, so holding onto the chair, ideally with the left hand, if not, just let that left hand be heavy, and then ear to right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder, right hand up, and just resting on the side of your head, just a gentle stretch. And then let your nose go down towards your right armpit. I've barely got any pressure with this right hand. Feeling that stretch on the left back. And then removing the hand and letting the neck come back to its neutral position. Rolling those shoulders again, brilliant. So let's bring in some mid-back movements here and sitting. We're going to bring our thumbs to the breastbone, fingertips underneath the chin. If you can, keep your hand in this position because it stops you from cheating. We're going to take a breath into the side of the ribs. And as you breathe out, just turning around, twisting your upper body round. Breathing in to come back in. Breathing out to twist around. You're trying to keep your knees in the same position, facing forwards. Breathe in to come back in. Breathe out to twist around. Breathe in to come back in. Breathing out to twist around. And one more. And breathing out round to the left. And then coming back, facing forwards, and we're going to come into our mermaid. So we're going to keep the collarbones wide, shoulders down here. With the left hand, we're going to breathe in and slide that left arm up. Drop the shoulder blade again, and then bending over to that right side. Let your right arm be heavy and engage your core to bring you back up, and then the left arm down. Right arm's turn, breathing up, lift it up towards the ceiling, drop the shoulder blade down. Don't worry about the arm being straight, rather you have a bit of a gap and the shoulder blade be down. And then we're breathing out to go over to the side. Breathe in, hold, and engage your core to come back and down. Let's keep going. Left arm up and over to the right. Breathing back in and down. Now right arm up, shoulder blade is down and over to the left. Breathing back and down, and one more each side. Breathing back and down. Last one with right arm up, heavy shoulder blade down, and over to the left with your side bend. And breathing back and down, and then roll the shoulders. So if you're doing those exercises as a little break in your work day, then good for you. But if you're doing these as part of this exercise video, then I want you to pop your chair to the side and find yourself a mat to come and lie down on. Okay, so we're actually going to come down to all fours. Now often if we have a job where we're sitting, where we're typing, where we're doing intricate work, you might find that all fours can be a bit of a challenge of a posture for you. So I just want you to turn your wrists out. Okay, and then very gently, in fact let's do one at a time, I want you to turn your right wrist out for me and very gently move around that shoulder. Now this might feel like a quite extreme stretch, you might be able to only manage it just for a short period of time, that's absolutely fine. And try the other side, so left arm out and around. So what we're doing here is really stretching our wrist muscles. And then turn that pick the left hand up, turn it back right. And now with the right hand, I want you to turn the back of the hand down on your mat and then just move gently backwards and forwards. So we're really stretching your forearm here, so the opposite muscles that we've just stretched. If it's more comfortable, you can sit back and do this in high kneeling, maybe both arms at the same time. Or if you prefer, to be in all fours, then make sure that you've done both arms equally. So just doing my left wrist here as well. Good, and doing those will actually help you with your endurance of being able to do exercises on all fours. So we're going to do our cat and our moving cat now. So our low backs can get stiff when we're sitting for a long time. So shoulders down, take a breath into the side of your ribs, and as you breathe out, I want you to draw on your pelvic floor, your deep core, tuck under the tailbone so you're arching up your back into cat. Breath in there, and then breath out, tailbone out, and breastbone through. Back to our neutral position. Breath in, and breath out, engaging that deep core, tucking under, really feeling you're working your tummy, your low back. Stretching between your shoulder blades as you come up. Breath in and breath out, stretching away, lengthening that spine away. Try not to go up too much with the neck because it just feels a bit rubbish. Breath in. Always keep that length to the back of your neck. Breathing out, coming up into the arch of the cat. Imagine you're trying to get away from a candle that's placed beneath you. Breath out through. And now coming into the last cat. So we're up into the arch of the cat, and I want you just to stay there for a breath. And then as you breathe out, I want you to push back, bottom back to heels, elbows come down, shoulders move away from your ears. We breathe in as we travel forwards. And breathe out, engage your core, engage the hands and push up, a bit of arm work. Tailbone under, pushing back, elbows down, breathing forwards and breathe out, push up. Tailbone under, push back, elbows down, shoulders away from the ears, glide them down your back as you breathe in forwards and push up. And last one, big cat, strong cat, pushing back. Feel that delicious stretch in your upper back, elbows down, breathing forwards and breathe out, push up. Now we're going to go from cat to puppy. So this is puppy posture. I want you to bring your knees back a little bit more. Come down on your elbows. Knee bottom is up and high. Maybe bring your knees back a little bit more. Maybe bring the elbows forwards a bit more. And then you're just going to go back. So almost as if someone is guiding your hips backwards and guiding your breastbone down to the mat. And if you can, your head may not be there on the floor, it doesn't matter if it's not. And I want you just to hold here and breathe. So you're kind of stretching from your elbows back to the hip creases. Breathing, stretching the armpits, mid-back, upper back. You can maybe even pause the video here or just hang out for a little bit longer. And when you're ready to come out of it, you can bring your knees forwards and your hands back. Fabulous, well done. Okay, so just sit back, just give your wrists a little bit of a shake, hands a little bit of a shake. And we're going to do our thread the needle. So again, we're really working on stretching out any tension that we have in our upper body from our working position. So, thread the needle, shoulders down, long back of neck, engaging the core. We're going to breathe in and bring your right elbow, up towards the ceiling. I'm twisting my chest open to the right, and then as I breathe out, I'm going to take my right hand underneath my left and then twist the other way. So I'm really stretching between my spine now and my right shoulder blade. Now just take a moment there, breath in. As you feel the stretch on the breath into your your mid-back, and engage your core, engage your tummy, and come back. Okie doke. So left side. Now my left elbow comes up. I'm opening my chest up. You can, if you want, do a full arm up as well. And as I breathe out, I'm going to go through with that right arm. Just turn my watch around and just feel that stretch now between your back and your left shoulder blade. And engage your core and bring it back. Lovely. Right side again. Breath in up, open and through. Breath in, hold. Engage that core and back. Left side, left elbow up and through threading the needle of that right arm. Breathe and hold and engage the core back. So I've got very noisy jewellery on today. Breathing up, right arm up, opening and through. Breathe and hold. Engage the core, coming back. And left arm up and through. Breathe in and engage back. And then just resting back into child's pose. Maybe bringing your hands underneath your forehead. Just letting your low back rest. Lovely. And then when you're ready, engaging your core and coming up again. Okie dokie. So we're just going to do one more on all fours, which is our downward dog, and then we're going to come along our side for a little bit of strength work. So from all fours again, grounding your hands, tucking your toes under, bottom goes back. And as we breathe out, we're going to take our bottoms up to the ceiling. Now keep your knees bent. More important to get the length in your back, to have your head in between the arms, than to worry about having your knees straight. Once you've got the upper body and the pelvis nice and high, you can think maybe about walking the dog, letting one heel go down, other heel up, swap them over, other heel down, heel up. Just so that we're giving some length and stretch to the back of these legs that have maybe been a little bit tight with our working posture. And then see if you can come to a resting position where both heels are just comfortable where they are, and you're feeling stretch in the calves and in the back of your hamstrings. One more breath here. And as you breathe out, engage the core and bring your knees back down. Well done. Give your hands a little bit of a circle, and we're going to come and lie down on our left side for some leg lifts. So my underneath arm is long, and so is my top leg, but the underneath leg is bent a little bit for some stability. So we're going to think of our Pilates core. We're going to draw up pelvic floor, draw up the deep core, widen those collarbones again. We're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to lift that side leg up, that right leg up. Breathe in, bring it down. Breathe out, lifting that right leg up. Now what I'm not looking to do is to scrunch my waist. I want to keep a length at my waist there. Breathe in out up, breathe in down. Breathe in down and breathe out up. Well done. Now often if we've got a job where we're sitting for a lot of the time, our glutes are on a stretch. They can become a little bit weak, so you might find that this is already a bit of a challenge. Don't worry if you are. Rest if you need to, but only rest if you're feeling that the muscle is starting to shake and get a bit fatigued. Drawing up the core as you breathe out, and you're lifting that leg up. And I'm going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. But if you've still got some in the tank there, then just pause the video and do a few more by yourself. And when you're done, let that right leg come forwards and give it a bit of a rub. Well done. And then we're going to take that right leg long. Again, we're going to do one more exercise to give it a bit of a challenge. We're going to do our side kick. So we're going to draw in that core. We're going to think about moving from this pivot point of the hip. Breath in with our arch in the back. As we breathe out, we kick forward, stretching the back of that leg. Breathe in back. Breathe out, stretching forwards. Breathing back. So a little bit more of a core challenge here too. Working those obliques to really keep you nice and steady. Breathe in back and breathe out forwards. Again, I'm going to count down. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Let that leg relax down again. Give it a rub. And we're going to work on stretching the front of the hip. So bringing your heel to bottom. And then seeing if you can bring your knee back. Think about widening your collarbone as well. Keeping your tailbone tucked under very gently, but just breathing into the front of your hip. We want to hold a stretch for about 30 seconds. Last breath. And then let the knee come forwards before you let go of the foot. Well done. And let's do our other side. So we're going to roll over to our other side. I'm going to start off with our leg lifts. So underneath, arm long, our right arm long now, we're on our right. Your cushion or your head pad underneath. And your top leg is long and your underneath leg is bent. Your right leg is bent for some stability. So reaching that leg long, tailbone under. Feel that connection in your middle. Breath in and breath out to lift up. And breathing down. And breath out to lift up. Good. Breathe out up, breathing down. That's pretty normal for the second side for you to feel maybe a little bit more fatigued because the second side's actually been working when you worked the first side as well. So if you need to rest, rest only if you're really feeling fatigue in that muscle. I'm going to count down from 4, 3, drawing in that center, 2, 1, and let that knee rest forwards. Give that muscle a rub. Well done. I'm going to go on to our side kick. So top leg long, tailbone under, breath in, and breath out. We're kicking forwards, breathing back. Kicking forwards on the out breath, breathing back. Now you may want to do, if you find that you're moving a little bit too much on the mat, just reduce it down. Really try to go for quality over range of movement here, because well, this is a strengthening exercise, not so much a movement exercise. You want to really feel it in that buttock. And again, I'm going to count down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And let that knee rest forward. Give that muscle a rub. Fabulous. And then we're going to come into our glute stretch. It's like holding on to the left foot, your top foot, and bringing that knee gently back, but keeping the tailbone tucked under so we don't overarch your low back. Feeling that left collarbone open too. Breathing into the front of that left thigh, front of your left hip. And let that leg relax down. Okay, and we're going to finish with a couple of exercises on our front. But before we do that, just come over onto hands and knees again, and just take your knees nice and wide and come back into a child's pose. Just to let your low back have a bit of a stretch, a bit of an open. We're going to come forwards onto your front. And I've got my head pad underneath my forehead. And you can think of tucking your tailbone under, so your pubic bone at the very front of your pelvis, you're just grounding that down to the mat, so give you a bit more length in the low back. And stretching the arms forwards, shoulder blades down. We're going to do swimming. So we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, keeping the tailbone under, opposite arm and leg lift. Breathe in down and breathe out, opposite arm and leg. Now it's not a big lift. And I want you to feel that you're lengthening and lifting, particularly the leg. Lengthen and lifting, opposite arm and legs. Really, really important. We've got a job where we're leaning forwards to really strengthen our back muscles like this. Shoulder blades down. Keep gliding those shoulder blades down. Breath out up, breathing down. Let's count down from 5 this time, and 4, opposite arm and leg on the out breath, lifting up, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Now if you are feeling a bit of an ache in the low back and you need to push back into a child's pose, please do. But if you can, just stay for one more on your front. I want you to rest your arms now down by your sides, long back of neck. Widen your collarbones, tuck under your tailbones, that pubic bone, we're pressing down into the mat again. Breath in, and as you breathe out, widen the collarbones, lengthen the arms down, and just a little gentle hover. Breathing down, tailbone under, widen the collarbones, lengthen the arms down, and just reaching the arm, the fingertips down towards the outside of the knees, just a teeny tiny hover. 2 more. Breath out up. Breathing down. Wide collarbones. If that's too much, then you can just do the arms. Lengthen and lift the arms. But if you can, do the body as well. It's all good. Well done. And then bringing the hands either side of your head. Tuck your elbows in. Engage your core. Big breath in. Big breath out, and as we breathe out, we're going to push up into all fours and back into a child's pose. And then to coming back up into all fours. And we're going to do our pigeon stretch for our glutes. So we're going to bring your right knee in between your hands. You're going to kick your right foot out a little bit there. And maybe on your hands is fine, that gives you enough stretch. Or maybe it's accessible to you to come down to your elbows and to give a deeper stretch to that buttock. Listen to your own body, we're all different. Don't push yourself anywhere where your body doesn't want to go. If you prefer to do another glute stretch at this point as well, absolutely fine. And then to do the other side. Grounding your hands, shoulders down, lifting up, giving a bit of space to that hip to come back. Bringing the left knee in between your hands, taking the left foot out to the side, to the right. And again, this might be enough of a glute stretch on this left side, or you might be able to come down to your elbows. And perhaps even sending your right knee back a little bit. Last couple of breaths. Grounding your hands, pushing up, giving space for that left hip to come back, and sending yourself back down into child's pose. Just letting your back have a nice equal stretch. Lovely. And then coming forwards. Well done. I'll see you in the next video.